Today we are comparing Scenic River Cruises and Avalon Waterways. At first they look quite different. One is known for butler service, all-inclusive pricing and ultra-luxury positioning. The other is known for relaxed comfort, those famous Panorama Suites, and a more practical approach to river cruising. But once you look closer, the decision isn't as simple as more luxury equals better. We analysed 348 recent guest reviews, 134 for Scenic, 214 for Avalon, and the results surprised us. Scenic wins on inclusions, Avalon wins on consistency. And the gap between expectation and reality is much wider on one side than the other. In our spreadsheet, we coded each review by category, positive, negative, or not mentioned. And when a review was mixed, for example praising the food but criticising dinner consistency, we counted that as a negative mention for that category. So a negative count doesn't always mean the whole review is bad. It means that category contained a concern. And later in the video, we'll show you how to access the full spreadsheet for free. In this video, we're comparing service, inclusions, cabins, dining, excursions, entertainment, luxury expectations, and overall value, all based on what real guests actually said, not just the brochure. By the end, you should know exactly which cruise line matches your travel style, your budget, and your expectations. Welcome back to Rob and Nawa Travels. We are not travel agents, and we are not here to sell you a Scenic or Avalon cruise. Our goal is to help you compare the details that actually matter before spending a lot of money on a European river cruise. Here is why this comparison is worth your attention. Scenic markets itself as an all-inclusive, ultra-luxury experience. Private butlers, premium drinks, included gratuities, door-to-door transfers, even a private chauffeur service. The promise is simple. Pay once, put your wallet away, and enjoy 5-star everything. Avalon takes a different approach. It calls itself relaxed luxury. It is not trying to be the most exclusive product on the river. Instead, it focuses on comfort, flexibility, cabin views, and a more easygoing atmosphere. So the real question is not which cruise line is better. The real question is whether Scenic's ultra-luxury promise actually delivers enough extra value to justify the higher price, or whether Avalon's more practical approach gives you a better experience for your money. And to answer that question, we went through 340 recent guest reviews. We tracked what people praised, what they complained about, and where each cruise line exceeded or fell short of expectations. The results painted a very clear picture, and honestly, it was not the picture we expected. Let's start with the category where both cruise lines performed the strongest. Service is the foundation of any river cruise experience. You are going to spend a week interacting with the crew, breakfast, lunch, dinner, the bar, the front desk, your cabin attendant. If service is poor, the whole trip suffers. If service is excellent, you forgive a lot of small problems. And here is the first surprise. Across 348 reviews, both Scenic and Avalon scored very strongly on service. This is genuinely a tie. Scenic reviews describe the service as polished, professional, attentive. Guests talk about staff remembering their drink preferences after day one. They mention butlers who go above and beyond. The service feels 5-star, and it is one of the main reasons people choose Scenic in the first place. Avalon reviews describe the service differently. Not worse, just different. The words that come up most are warm, friendly, genuine. Guests talk about feeling like family by the end of the week. The crew is not formal or stiff. It is a more relaxed, personal style. So the choice comes down to personal preference. If you want polished, professional, high-touch service, Scenic delivers that. If you want warm, relaxed, personal service, Avalon delivers that. Neither is wrong. Neither disappointed their guests in any meaningful way. But service is where the similarities start to end, because when we looked at inclusions, the gap between these two cruise lines becomes enormous. This is a category where Scenic separates itself from nearly every other European river cruise line, including Avalon. Scenic is genuinely all-inclusive in a way that most river cruise lines are not. Here is what that actually means on board. All drinks are included, not just beer and wine with lunch and dinner. Premium spirits, cocktails, champagne, everything from the bar, any time of day. There is no signing a receipt. There is no running a tab. There is no deciding whether that second cocktail is worth the extra charge. Gratuities are included. You do not need to budget for tipping your guide, your cabin attendant, the dining staff, or anyone else. it is handled. Private butler service is included for every cabin category, not just the top suites. Every guest gets a butler. And based on the reviews, guests consistently mention this as one of the highlights of the Scenic experience. Door-to-door transfers and private chauffeur service are included in many markets. Scenic will send a car to your house, take you to the airport, and pick you up at the other end. For some travellers, especially those who want a completely stress-free experience, this alone can justify the higher price. Special events, Scenic Enrich experiences are included. These are private concerts, exclusive dinners, curated cultural moments that you cannot book independently. They are part of the Scenic product and designed to create memorable moments that go beyond a standard excursion. Now, Avalon includes a lot. Meals, beer and wine with lunch and dinner, sparkling wine at breakfast, a daily happy hour with free drinks, and a good range of included excursions. But Avalon is not all-inclusive in the way Scenic is. You will pay extra for premium drinks outside meal times. You will pay gratuities separately. There is no butler service. If inclusions matter most to you, Scenic is the clear winner here. The question is whether those inclusions are worth the price difference. And that question gets more interesting when we look at the next category. Cabins are one of the most talked about categories in river cruise reviews. And this is where the data gets really interesting. Avalon wins on cabin design. Not because Avalon cabins are more luxurious than Scenic. They are not. But because Avalon cabins are more consistent and the design is genuinely clever. The Avalon Panorama Suite is the star here. You have probably seen it in other videos. The bed faces the window. A full wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling glass system slides open, turning your entire room into an open-air balcony. You can lie in bed in the morning, open the doors and watch the river drift past. It is the best use of limited river ship space we have seen, and guests consistently mention this in their reviews. Scenic cabins can be excellent. Some ships have beautiful suites with separate sitting areas, walk-in wardrobes, and very high-end finishes. The butler service elevates the cabin experience further. But there is a catch. Scenic's cabin quality varies noticeably from ship to ship. Older Scenic ships do not always match the design standard of the newer ones. In the reviews, some guests on older Scenic ships mentioned cabins that felt dated, smaller than expected, or not quite matching the ultra-luxury promise. Avalon does not have this problem to the same extent. While there is some variation across the fleet, the Panorama Suite design has been rolling out consistently, and the cabin experience is more predictable. For cabins, we give Avalon the edge, not because Scenic cabins are bad, because Avalon's design is smarter and more consistent across the fleet, and guests report fewer expectation gaps. Dining is one of the hardest categories to judge because food is so subjective. Two people can eat the same meal on the same ship and walk away with completely different opinions. Here is what the reviews actually say. Scenic positions its dining as a premium experience. Multiple dining venues on some ships, chef's table events, regional menus, and a strong focus on quality ingredients and presentation. When Scenic dining is good, guests describe it as excellent, memorable restaurant quality. But dining is also where Scenic's expectation gap shows up most clearly. Because Scenic markets itself as ultra-luxury, guests arrive expecting fine dining every night. When the food is very good but not exceptional, it feels like a letdown. Several reviews mention meals that were solid but not the 5-star experience they anticipated given the price. Avalon dining does not have this problem to the same degree. Avalon does not promise ultra-luxury dining. Guests expect good, well-prepared food with regional flair, and that is generally what they get. The reviews are consistently positive without being effusive. Avalon also offers tables for two and more flexible dining options, which couples consistently appreciate. If you are a serious foodie, do not book either cruise line expecting Michelin star dining. The food on both is good to very good, but the dining experience itself, flexibility, privacy, atmosphere, may feel more relaxed on Avalon and more formal on Scenic. Excursions are the heart of a European river cruise. The destinations are why you are there, and this is another category where Scenic and Avalon have very different approaches. but similar overall guest satisfaction. Scenic wins on premium curated experiences. Their Scenic Enrich events, private concerts in palaces, exclusive dinners in historic venues are genuinely special and consistently praised in reviews. These are not standard excursions you could book yourself. They are designed to create memorable moments, and they work. Scenic also includes a good range of excursions in the fare, and the guides are generally described as knowledgeable and professional. Some reviews mention that Scenic excursions can feel more structured, with less free time and fewer independent options compared to Avalon. Avalon wins on flexibility and choice. Avalon groups excursions into 3 categories: classic, discovery, and active. Classic is your traditional guided tour. Discovery might be a cooking class or a visit to a local market. Active could be a bike ride, a hike, or a kayak session. This is genuinely useful when 2 people travelling together have different interests or energy levels. For excursions, neither line is clearly better. Scenic is better if you want premium, curated, exclusive experiences included in the fare. Avalon is better if you want flexibility, independence, and a wider range of activity levels. Now, before we get to the final verdict, we need to talk about something that the reviews reveal very clearly. Something that matters more than service, more than cabins, and more than inclusion. Expectations. This is probably the single most important insight from our 348 review analysis, and is something that no cruise brochure will tell you. Scenic sells an ultra-luxury promise: butler service, all-inclusive everything, private chauffeurs, exclusive events. The marketing sets a very high bar. Guests board Scenic ships expecting a genuinely 5-star experience in every category. When Scenic delivers, the reviews are glowing. Guests describe the trip as exceptional, once in a lifetime, worth every dollar. But when Scenic falls short, even slightly, the gap between expectation and reality creates real disappointment. Avalon does not have this problem to the same degree. Avalon promises relaxed luxury, flexible travel, and comfortable ships with great views. When guests board an Avalon ship, their expectations are generally realistic, and Avalon tends to meet or slightly exceed those expectations. The result is fewer complaints, fewer disappointments, and a more consistent overall experience. This does not mean Avalon is always better than Scenic. It means Scenic has the higher ceiling, but also the bigger risk. If everything goes right, Scenic can deliver a better overall experience. But if things are just good rather than exceptional, you may feel the price was not fully justified. Avalon is the safer bet. It delivers consistently. The expectations are realistic. The guests generally walk away satisfied without feeling they overpaid. Value is the hardest category to judge because it depends completely on what matters to you. The reviews also revealed something else. Scenic's value is discussed much more frequently than Avalon's value. Guests on Scenic are more likely to question whether the cruise was worth the cost. Guests on Avalon are less likely to have that conversation. If price is not your main concern and you want the most inclusive experience on the river, choose Scenic. If you want strong value and a consistent experience without paying for inclusions you may not fully use, choose Avalon. And if you want to check the data for yourself, we've made the full comparison spreadsheet available for free. The link is in the video description, and it shows the review counts, category coding, and ship-by-ship breakdown behind this comparison. We hope this comparison helps you make a more confident decision before booking your European river cruise. If you have sailed with either Scenic or Avalon, we would genuinely love to hear about your experience in the comments. Did your experience match the reviews we found? Let us know. If this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe to Rob and Nawa Travels, and watch our other river cruise comparison videos before booking your next cruise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.